guys, welcome back to Lily Reads. In today's video, it is the Christmas video. I am going to be reading a Christmas theme book with you guys. It's going to be all spoilery. In this video, we are going to be reading this book. I think it's called The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. I'm going to be reading it on my Kindle because you guys know I've just fallen in love with my Kindle. And yes, this is what we're going to read. We're going to do all things Christmas, gingerbread, do some baking, all of that type of stuff. And yeah, just spend the days leading up to Christmas with me, okay? Let's get on into the vlog. Hello, you guys, and good morning. I feel like every year there is a Christmas book that ends up on everybody's list, even though like nobody talked about this book at the beginning of the year. Nobody said they wanted to read this book at the beginning of the year. Now everybody is reading it, and that's the book we're going to be reading in this video, and that is The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Allie Carter. Why am I reading this book? Number one, you guys know I just did not read a lot of romance this year. If it was not for the Lily Reads book club, I did not really read romance. I did not pick up romance. I think of the almost 200 books I'm going to read this year, I think, so 12 books was obviously for the book club. And then add on top of that, maybe I read 20 romance books altogether. So I do want to end my year reading some romance, seeing what's going on in the romance genre. And also this seems like a little bit of a crime mystery a little bit. And I like the idea of romance crime put together. It just feels like a fun Christmas time. So of course I picked this up on my Kindle. Another reason why this book is popular, it was a December selection for book of the month. I really like this cover, but once again with romance, I can't bring myself to pay for a romance book because I just so often do not enjoy romance, and I already buy romance books for the Lily Reads book club, so it's just gonna be rare that I just pick up a romance book full price, all out, and not know anything about it. So I just thought it would be perfect to have something to read on my Kindle, because you guys may know this. I talked about this on the Lily Reads Instagram. I am obsessed with my Kindle. I am obsessed with my Kindle. I don't know why it took me 4 years to love a Kindle, but I am in love with this Kindle. I would read things here, read things there, but if I could have my wish, I would read everything on this Kindle. It doesn't really work out because I have a lot of physical books, so like I'm not gonna buy a book twice just to read it on my Kindle, so I don't think. But if I can get it from the library and get it sent to my Kindle, that's what I'm doing these days. So anyways, this is the book we are going to be reading, which you guys already know that because surely I introed the video. And what are we going to do in this vlog? So it is the last few days of the Christmas season. Christmas is in a few days. I want to do some Christmas puzzles. I'm about to show you my Christmas puzzles. I want to do some baking. I want to bake a pound cake. I want to make peanut brittle for Christmas. I want to do a roast. I want to do all types of things with you guys. We got to wrap some gifts. I need to show you that. And that's pretty much what we're going to do. We did a Christmas vlog last Christmas, so it'll be just like that. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to hang out and just enjoy ourselves. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Okay, better lighting this way because I'm in front of a window. Let me show you guys some of the puzzles I got for Christmas. I actually thought throughout all of December I would be doing these puzzles, and that's just not something that happened. That is simply not something that happened. So the first puzzle I have, the puzzle I plan on doing today, is this Happy Camper 300-piece puzzle. It's just a camper with a Christmas tree. I've already done a puzzle just like this before. It wasn't themed, but it's an easy puzzle to do because when I do puzzles, I am not actually trying to challenge myself. A lot of people do puzzles and want to feel accomplished in the sense that I did something really hard. Not me. I want to finish a puzzle. I want to spend 2 hours doing a puzzle, be able to finish the puzzle, and it not piss me the hell off. So 300 to 500 is my range. I do not want to do a 1,000-piece puzzle. Not my thing. The pieces are too small. I have nails. No. I want to get a puzzle done in a day, and so I do this. And maybe I'm just stupid, but like these ain't as easy as like, you know, like they like this is gonna take me 2 hours. This is gonna take me 2 to 3 hours to do this puzzle, but maybe I'm dumb. The next one is a glow in the dark puzzle. I don't know how that works, but this is also probably my favorite one. It's this Christmas, like old school Christmas theme. Also 300 pieces, but so damn cute. I love it. So we're going to do that one at some point. And then the last one is one I've seen from a lot of people. It's a 500 puzzle, and it is this one. That's gorgeous too. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So we are going to do all of these puzzles in this vlog. Let me not oversell it. We'll definitely do 2 of them. We definitely would do 2 of them. We're going to do some gingerbread making in this vlog as well. Gingerbread house making. And that is it. While I do those puzzles, this has nothing to do with this video, but I'm actually reading the audiobook for The Kind Worth Killing. I got it from my library. So that's probably what I'll be, if you see me listening to something, I'm going to be listening to that while I do this. So if you ever want to know what my thoughts on this is, I'll probably tell you at some point in this. I'm actually 50% of the way done with this already. So that's what I'll finish while I'm doing this puzzle today. And yeah, let's get on into it. I don't know what else to say. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Hello, you guys. I am here for our first reading update. I am here with Jenny the Gingerbread, and I have officially made it to chapter 3 of the, I don't even remember the name of the book. I don't even remember the name of the book. Put the name of the book right here. I'm sitting here drinking my coffee. And what do I want to say? I want to first lay the scene about what is going on in this book. So we are introduced to a character named Maggie. She is almost 30, maybe 30 years old. And she is getting off the elevator to go to a Christmas party. It seems like for a company that she works for. And she is met with a cardboard poster of a guy that she does not like. His name is Ethan. We don't know why she doesn't like Ethan, but clearly Ethan is well known and popular at this company, and Maggie just ain't, or she had an issue with Maggie. Well, we come to find out that Maggie is an author, and she clearly is going to the party at a publishing house, and she meets up with her, it seems like, editor agent named Deborah, and we get to know Deborah and Maggie starts telling us about her life. Maggie says that she wants to love Christmas, but she doesn't love Christmas because everything bad that has happened in her life happens on Christmas. And also, Maggie does not have any family. Maggie is an only child. Her parents are only children, so she doesn't have grandparents. She doesn't really have cousins. She doesn't, and her parents are dead. So she doesn't have any family, and bad things happen on Christmas. So she's just over it. I think it's 7 days before Christmas right now, and she wants nothing to do with Christmas. And she has an issue with this guy named Ethan, who is clearly a hotshot at this publishing house. We find out that Maggie's books are like not really well received. She gets like some, like she said her book did well in Brazil, but altogether her books aren't doing well. She has no life, she has no business, and there's just nothing for her really at this moment. Well, I gotta, back the book up a little bit, back the book up. And to back the book up, I have to tell you that we start off with 2 of our characters being interrogated. There they're being interrogated for a murder. So a murder is going to take place in this book, and our main characters are going to be suspects in that murder. And basically this book is going back in time to tell us what happened that gets them into this interrogation and them being suspects in a murder. So far, that's what's going on. We don't know why she doesn't like Ethan. We just know Maggie doesn't have any life. She's not that successful of an author. And, she has this agent slash editor named Deborah who wants her to, explore, go do something with her life. And that is when Deborah hands Maggie an envelope. She hands her an envelope and tells her, your biggest fan is inviting you to her house in England, and you should go. Maggie doesn't know why Deborah wants her to go, but she's just like, I'm not going to spend Christmas with some stranger. But she's like, you really should go because you have no life. So it seems like Maggie is going to go because Maggie sees Deborah as a mother figure since she doesn't have parents anymore. Oh, we also find out, there's a lot you find out in these first 2 chapters. When you do a spoiler vlog, you realize a lot of information happens in short periods of time because I'm like sitting here telling you more. There's more. Maggie's husband left her for her best friend and she got kicked out of her own house. And so that's another thing just to add to Maggie's big, fat, terrible life is that her husband also left her. So that's what is going on in this book. I'm going to read some more, come back with some more updates. I need to finish my morning coffee before it gets too late and I shouldn't be drinking caffeine anymore. And then I'm going to get started on the puzzle. So I'm probably going to read about 10% more, and then I'm going to get started on the puzzle so I can finish The Kind Worth Killing. Yeah. Peace. Hello, you guys. I have my headphones on and I am about to get started on my puzzle. I need to come and give you guys a book update. I read 2 more chapters and there's been some developments in the book. So first things first, we got a flashback to 12 years ago when our main character Maggie found out her parents were dead. So she went off to college in New York. She's from Texas. And then once she moved out from college, her parents went to Florida to retire. And they got into an accident in Florida. She got a call when she got back, when she was at her college, and it was right before Christmas break, and so she didn't have anywhere to go, and this girl named Emily offered to have her stay with her and her family during Christmas break. I'm assuming Emily is the person who stole her man. So that's how all that goes. And so we're back at the Christmas party, and this guy from this same company, his name is Lance. Him and Ethan is our love interest in the story. They're having a conversation about Maggie and Maggie losing her husband. And so the guy Lance was like, oh, I'm going to holler at Maggie because she don't have no man. And I think Ethan says something about her leaving her husband. And Lance is like, you got the story all wrong, baby. Her husband left her. And Ethan makes a comment that he's not surprised that her husband left her. And that causes Maggie to be like, oh, these people got me fucked up. And so she's basically like, you know what, Deborah, I'm going to take that trip you want me to go on because I'm not going to be some loser that everybody thinks I am. I'm going to go on this trip. Where lo and behold, guess who's going on this trip too? The boy. So those are our developments. We are headed on a trip, and Ethan is going on the trip too. I have no clue what this trip entails. I have no clue why her and Ethan don't like each other. And of course, I have no clue what's going to happen on this trip. But so far, a perfectly good setup. It's been a long time since I've read a romance novel, for real. And God, do I hate romance writing. I'm sorry. I just don't like writing of romances these days. I find the prose to be bad. I'm sorry. I don't want to sound pretentious, but I just do. I think a lot of these novels are just so poorly written. This one is no more poorly written than any of the other ones. I'm just like, can someone try to do something interesting in the way that they're writing these books? Can we get some interesting sentences? But I'm not asking for too much also as well. Like, you can just give me what you got. Like, I'm just trying to have a good story. I hope you guys know this puzzle box is whooping my ass. I'm literally trying to open up this puzzle and I can't, so I can finish out this clip. Let's go do this. A little ghetto ain't never hurt nobody. A little ghetto ain't never hurt nobody. So yeah, I'm about to do this puzzle, listen to an audio book. And yeah, starting a puzzle always feels like climbing a damn mountain, child. These are our pieces. And once I start making a little bit of progress, I'll turn on the camera and let you guys see me. I think I'm going to start, this is our puzzle. I think I'm going to start top to bottom. Do the sky and do that. I know some people like to do edges around, do bottom, do side. I think I'm a top to bottom type of girl. So I'm going to do that, hopefully finish this audiobook, and yeah, I'll come talk to you guys a little bit later about some developments in the book, maybe cook a little something with you guys. Yeah, peace. Okay, you guys, I am back for some more updating. I have made it to the 20% mark of this book in my Kindle, and I gotta tell you, friends, I am not greatly enjoying this book. I'm having the same issues I was having last time I checked in with you about this book. The writing in this book is not good. This is everything I hate about romance writing. The prose is weak, the sentences are weak, the characters talk like people don't talk, and it's just like, what is going on here? So there's some glaring issues with this book. Number one, the relationship between our main character Maggie and this guy Ethan. She talks about how this guy is her nemesis and she hates him, and the media is like, I would like his lips to be on mine. Oh my gosh, he can barely fit down the plane aisle. He's so big and he has, his face is so nice and his skin is so nice. It's like, pick. Is it like, I thought you hated him, now he's just like, he's just so sexy, he's just so attractive. We already have a pet name. In 15% mark, we already have a pet name. He has already come up with some name and he is calling her that. The banter is not cute. The banter is weird. Another issue I have already with this book, instead of her just telling this man that she overheard him talking about her, she's just acting like she's just not going to say anything. She's just not going to say anything. And so like, just tell him you don't like him and you pissed off because you caught him talking behind your back. But of course she's not doing that. And so all I want in a romance book is for them to ease me into the romance. I can get on board with any romance, but can you ease me into the romance? Instead of on page 5, you have to be like, he looks so good and oh my gosh, I just think I want him. Can we like develop these feelings, especially if this is an enemies to lover romance? Like, can we develop the feelings that get us to this point? No? Okay, that is fine. Another thing that is not working with this book is that randomly in this book, we will get like flashback moments to her relationship with her ex-husband. And I'm not talking about full chapters, because we do get like full quick chapters of her life 12 years ago. I think those are totally fine. I actually think that's the strongest part of the book. But within our present day chapters, we will get little flashbacks of things that happened to her in the past, and it kind of throws off the story a little bit. So I am just not fully enjoying myself with this one, you guys. Some stuff, I need to tell you guys some stuff that has happened. So we found out Ethan was going on this trip with her. They're headed over to England. And they find out the author of the crime novels that she really enjoys is the one who invited her and Ethan to the house. They do not know why, and that's pretty much what happened in the 10%. They're there with the author, and they're there with the author's niece, and that's what's going on. The house is really weird. It's really creaky. Something is going on, but they do not know. So that's what's been happening in the book. Nothing really to add in that department. So overall, this book is not getting better. This book is everything I've just not currently enjoyed about the romance genre. I think where there could be interesting plots, interesting things being done in the meantime, when there's a romance, that's not what's happening. We're just getting people immediately being like, you cute, let's have sex. And it's just like, what's going on here? The writing is just really weak, you guys. The writing is just really, really weak. Anyways, you guys, the next time I come and talk to you guys, I want to talk to you guys about some books that I bought. I usually do that at the end of the video, but I think I want to put it in here. I don't know. We'll decide. But anyways, I will talk to you guys probably in the morning, because I am going to try to read like 30% more of this, because I just don't feel like I need to give you guys 10% updates, because I'm clearly not liking it. So I'm going to read 30% more of this, try to make it to the halfway point of this book, and then we'll pick back up in the morning, okay? Peace. Hello, you guys. It is Christmas Eve. Can you believe it? Which means this vlog has to end soon. And I am on the 50% mark of our book, which I will put up there. And I am disliking this book just as much as I was disliking it the last time I spoke with you. But I have new things to come and complain about. I am on the 50% mark. Let me tell you what's going on first, and then I'll tell you my issue. So what has happened since then? The woman who invited them, the author, she has gone missing, and our main character, Maggie, starts to believe that this is all a game, kind of like Knives Out, where like, oh, someone planned their own murder and you've been brought here to solve the murder or something in that case. So she's like, Eleanor is the author. She's not really dead. She brought us here to see who could solve our murder, to see who would take over for her popular murder mystery series and, you know, become like a millionaire because her murder mystery series are really, really beloved. So she's just like, I'm going to solve what happened to Eleanor. And everyone else is looking around like, girl, are you insane? Eleanor might really be missing. But she's kind of keeping it under wraps that there's like maybe a game being played. They're being tested. But Ethan, our love interest, he kind of like, girl, I know you doing something and you doing all the wrong stuff. So as Maggie tries to explain what she thinks is happening, somebody starts shooting. Somebody starts shooting and try to kill Maggie. So they're like, maybe this isn't a game, maybe this is real. So they go back into the house and they realize somebody is on the floor looking like they are dead. There is a third author on this trip and he's been poisoned. He has been poisoned, but he is not dead yet because they do some stuff to help keep them alive. So now the cops have been called because clearly something is afoot. Eleanor's missing. She's been shot at and then this dude's been poisoned. So something is up and so now everybody is scared and our two main characters are sleeping in the same bedroom because they scared. And that's pretty much what has happened. I will say some more people have come here. We do have that other author I was telling you about, and there's been some other people, some family of Eleanor is here. And so there's more people afoot, and that's what is going on. Kenya, what do you not like about this book? The writing of this book just simply isn't good. We are 50% into this book and I feel like we should be in the thick of the story. Like something should be happening, but this plot moves at a snail's pace. And the reason why this plot moves at a snail's pace is because the author for some reason feels like she has to keep reminding us that we are in a romance book. Every time Ethan is around Maggie, we have to keep reminded that Ethan is attractive. We have to keep getting reminded that they are falling for each other, that they like each other. Every like other sentence is Maggie being like, I noticed that I was holding hands with Ethan. I noticed that I was leaning on Ethan. Did you notice that I was leaning on Ethan? I keep leaning on Ethan. Ethan is right behind me. He's so strong. He's keeping me so warm. Instead of these things just happening, like we're seeing these two characters develop and get to know each other and it's like, whoa, they're falling for each other. The writer has to keep reminding us that we're in a romance book. Instead of just letting the book just be, we have to keep getting reminded like there's a romance happening here. Do you see that our characters are falling for each other? Do you see that our characters liking each other? It's like, I get it, author. I get that these people are supposed to be falling for each other. But the problem is there's no action in this book. Maggie keeps telling us what happened. Maggie keeps having flashbacks to things that happened. Now Ethan is having flashbacks too. But it's like, can we get a story that is moving? Can we get a story that's progressing? I feel like this book is telling me I'm having fun. I'm reading a murder mystery or a mystery. I'm reading a romance, but that's not actually what I'm getting. And I am just not enjoying this book. Another thing, these characters are boring. These Maggie and Ethan are stock characters for a romance. Ethan, strong, tall, suave, nice, friendly, funny. All of those things. Maggie, pathetic, quiet. Oh my gosh, I have so much damage, so much trauma. Oh my gosh, I'm afraid of small spaces. I'm afraid of the murder. Just like, docile, sad bookworm. Ethan, big, bro-y guy. And it's just like, can we try something new? It's 2024. Can we try something new? But the problem also is, Ethan is described as all of these things. He's big, he's brooding, he's this, he's suave. Everyone thinks he's so funny, but there's no dialogue that would actually have you to believe Ethan is this thing. When Ethan actually has to be funny, when there actually has to be banter, when Ethan actually participates in a conversation, he's none of those things. He's not funny, he's not suave, he's not like I said, once again, this book keeps telling me what should be happening, but nothing actually in the book is doing those things. So needless to say, this will not be more than a 2.5-star book. And you guys, I am so afraid. I don't know what is in that book of the month box I'm about to open with you guys. And this book was a book of the month book. I am so terribly afraid that I accidentally got this book in book of the month and totally forgot. Like, I got the book in book of the month on purpose, but then forgot that I did it, and I bought it on Kindle, and I'm about to have a book that I do not like twice. I have paid for a book that I do not like twice. Oh my gosh, worst Christmas in the world. This is gonna be the worst Christmas Eve ever if I open that book of the month box and this book is inside of it, because I don't remember what else it would be. And I just was like, would I have, because I bought this book weeks ago. It's like, would I click it on book of the month and then go buy it on my Kindle? Like, why would I do that? But that is actually something I really would do because my mind is all over the place. So I have 3 books I need to haul for you guys, and let's hope it's book of the month is something different. I'm gonna open we got the book of the month box. Let's see what's inside of here. I am so damn scared of what's gonna be inside of this book box. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how to open it. I'm so afraid. Let's see. Please let this be something I want. Yes, you guys. I don't know what the hell this book is, but it's not the book we're reading, and I am so happy. Yes, I remember this book. I remember picking this book. I got Definitely Better Now by Ava Robinson. I don't know what this book is about, but I am way more excited to read this than anything else that could have been in this box. Thank you, God. So anyways, this is the book that I got in Book of the Month. If you've read it, let me know. We have another woman exhausted on the cover. So we'll see. I keep picking these books up thinking something's going to give me what Sorrow and Bliss gave me by Meg Mason, but it never does. But let's hope this one might do it. Let's move on. Another book that I got my hands on, I went to the bookstore and I was able to get The Mistletoe Mystery by Nita Prose. I had no clue this book was actually coming out physically. I read it on Kindle in the last vlog you guys saw, but it came out and I just think it's so small and it's so cute. And you guys know somehow, some way, this has become one of my favorite series that I'm currently reading. So I was just like, I want this book so bad, and I was going back and forth on if I should get it, and my man ended up buying it for me, and it was just a really good Christmas gift. So I'm really happy. And then yesterday I went to the bookstore because I just needed something. I haven't bought books, like really bought books at a bookstore in so long. And so I got my hands on a book that I have really, really wanted because I know I'm going to love it. I know I'm going to love this book. And it is All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. I cannot wait to read this book. This is a book that I know if I probably read it this year, it would be in my best books of the year. It is a long, chunky literary mystery, and you guys know that is my thing. I am so excited to read this book. I didn't want to wait because here's the thing. Like I said, at the end of the year, Book of the Month has their Book of the Year, and I think you get to pick one of the books that's nominated, and this was a Book of the Month book. And so, like, it might be nominated, but there's also other books that could be nominated that I want as well. So I was just like, let me go ahead and get this. I had $15 of rewards on my Barnes & Noble account. So I actually got this book half price because, y'all, this book is $30 damn. Books are getting so expensive. So damn expensive. But anyways, okay, I was so worried about that Book of the Month box. Anyways, I'm going to read more of this, get to like the 70% mark. And yeah, we'll come back. We'll maybe cook something, bake something. And yeah, we're getting to the tail end of this vlog. I'll talk to you guys later. Hello, you guys. I'm eating some chips. For today's festive treat, we are going to be making peanut brittle. Peanut brittle is allegedly easy to make. But, I've already made one mistake that I can't change because I don't feel like changing it. So when it comes to the corn syrup, you're supposed to use light corn syrup because the color, you want the color to be kind of a caramelly color. And using dark corn syrup, I think, affects the color. And then there's kind of like a graininess in dark corn syrup. But this is what we got, so this is what we use, and I don't know what you want from me. First things first, we need a pot. And then we are going to need to put sugar, corn syrup, and water all in here and bring it to a boil. How much of each do we need? We need 1/4 cups of water, half a cup of light corn syrup. I have dark, we have an issue. And then 1 cup of white sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then we need a cup of white sugar. we have our white sugar. So I don't have no more white sugar. So pretend like this is a cup. It's almost a cup. Once I go in here and get the rest out, we'll be all right. And then we need half a cup of corn syrup. You see, we're already making a mess of it because I don't have all the ingredients. So, corn syrup. Boom. And we're just gonna pour it in here. Now, next thing is to bring all of this to a boil and let it boil. Then I'll add some salt. I'll add some peanuts. Maybe I need to put the salt in already. The salt might need to go in already. And it's 1/4 of salt. This is a lot of salt. Hello, you guys. So it is later in the day. I have showered. I have on Christmas PJs. It is Christmas Eve night. We are about to watch Home Alone 2. We watched the first Home Alone last night. If you guys do not know, Home Alone is one of my favorite movies of all time. I just absolutely adore it. And we are about to make s'mores, but let me quickly give you guys an update on the book. I have made it to the 75% mark of the book, and so now we are at the point where like everyone thinks that someone is murdering them. We've gotten to know more about Ethan and Maggie as people, and I will say that part is pretty okay. It's not good, but it's pretty okay. You're getting to know these two characters and what happened to them. My issue with this book is that I think Maggie is so pathetic, and like the only thing that makes Ethan endearing, or supposed to make Ethan endearing, is that he's going to help make Maggie's pathetic life all not so pathetic, you know, a little less pathetic. And it's just like, is that really all that interesting? And then Ethan has his own trauma, so they're bonding over the fact that they both have parental trauma. and all of that. And I'm just like, is this fun? Is this an interesting romance? But at this point, they're fully together. And now they're trying to sleuth and figure out what happened to Eleanor. Come to find out, people have been trying to kill Eleanor for a minute. Someone tried to burn her alive in a greenhouse. Someone tried to make her die from stairs, like make her fall on the stairs. And then now someone probably did something to her now. And so they're trying to figure out who would be responsible for that. They think that she had a will. She was going to change her will. And this is all for money. And so someone in the family has done it. But come to find out, Maggie is using her Eleanor's old books to try to solve the mystery. And so she's figured out that in one of Eleanor's old books, there was this thing about hiding a camera. And she's like, Eleanor probably hid a camera somewhere. So she found the camera. And it seems like the last person to see Eleanor was Ethan. And then when she makes this revelation, someone hits her over the head. And now she's tied up. But we get Ethan POV chapters, which I find to be just as useless as the last one. He is looking for her and he doesn't seem like he did anything wrong. Clearly it's a misunderstanding type of thing. Or maybe he has a twin or something. Who knows? But yeah, that's what's going on. It's still not good for all the reasons that I said it wasn't good. But I'm going to finish it up and give you guys my final thoughts tomorrow and wrap up the vlog for Christmas. Hello, you guys. It is Christmas and I have finished the most wonderful crime of the year. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've already filmed my worst books of 2024. But if I didn't, this book would probably make its way on it. I did not enjoy anything about this book. There was a point in this book where our male love interest, he starts to say I think I love her. And it's like, you guys have known each other for 2 days. This is something that's really common in romance these days, insta love. And I just feel like people's taste for romance or people's expectations for romance has just gotten really, really low. And people seem impressed by really, really bad writing, really bad setups, really bad dialogue, and just pacing is bad and all this stuff is bad. And then people be like, but I had fun. And it's like, that's why this genre is going to hell. That's why this genre is literally going to hell. And books are really bad. And this is another really bad romance book. The dialogue between these two characters, horrible. These two main characters as people, horrible. They're just bland. They just run the mill. All the beats of the romance hit the beats that you expect them to hit. Protect me. Oh, he's protecting me. He'll take a bullet for me. He'll do all this. And it's just you guys have known each other for 2 days. And the thing is, if we had spent these 2 days with these two characters really doing stuff together and really getting to know each other, then I could have been for that. But that's not what we got. What we actually got with these two characters in each other's head having thoughts about each other and then just being like, oh, I think I like them. There was never this moment of slow progression. And keep in mind, this book is an enemies to lover romance. So these people don't even like each other in the beginning. Another thing that's really weird about this book is that the big enemies thing is a misunderstanding. I could go on and on how the enemies to lover genre of romance or subgenre of romance is being obliterated by the fact that nobody is actually enemies. Nobody is actually enemies. Nobody actually dislikes each other for a real reason. Usually in enemies to lovers books, it's one big misunderstanding. No, if I'm going to read an enemies to lovers book, I truly want them to not like each other. There is a reason why the two of you do not like each other. But this one will once again one big misunderstanding. But the issue with this misunderstanding is I refuse to believe this character named Maggie, who lives all in her head, everything in her head is so big, and I can't get over the past, and she forgot that she met this guy in an elevator and she had a name tag that was spelled wrong, and that's why he called her by that nickname. I just refuse to believe she forgot meeting this guy 3 years ago. It was just ridiculous. It was just silly. In the end, since this is a spoiler vlog, the detective ended up being the person who did it, and Eleanor wasn't actually missing. She just wanted somebody to solve why somebody was trying to kill her. I guess the detective did it halfway through, simply because the fact the detective sucked. He wasn't actually doing anything. It's just what are you here for? Anyway, so yeah, I guess that, but this book wasn't trying to actually be a murder mystery, so I won't even hold it against that. And I will say the murder mystery aspect is what kept me going towards the end, so I have no issue with that. Other things I didn't have an issue with is I do think the chapters where we went back into Maggie's life were actually well done. I thought those were done well. I just think something about this book didn't come together. I think it's poorly put together. I already told you it's poorly written. I just don't like this book. I just do not like this book. I don't see how people are saying they like this book, and I think if this book wasn't a Christmas book, people would see how bad this book is. But once again, I just think you guys have really low expectations these days about what a romance needs to be, and you guys give good ratings to things that shouldn't get good ratings, and so we keep on getting slop, and that's why I don't read romance anymore. Anyways, let's discuss what I got for Christmas on a more exciting note. Thankfully, I got the book on Kindle, so I don't have to worry about unhauling it, because at this current moment, I'm literally sitting on all the books that I'm going to be unhauling, and it's so many. Look how bare my bookshelf has gotten. I'm so happy about that because now we can buy more. But we won't be buying physical books in the year 2025 because guess what I got for Christmas, baby? I got another Kindle. My man got me a Kindle for Christmas. Therefore, we will be retiring this Christmas. I already told you this Kindle was glitched out. I had so many issues with this Kindle, but I was going to keep rocking with it because I did not want to spend my own money on a Kindle. But I don't have to worry about that because I got me a new Kindle. It is bigger. My sister, I think if I made a Kindle video for another book, and I was telling you guys that my sister always had the bigger size Kindle, and I was always jealous of her because I was like, why did I get the big size Kindle? But now I have it. It's not the color one because in what world do I actually need to read a book that has color in it? Like, I don't really read graphic novels. I don't read manga that isn't even color. I guess some is. I don't know. But I wouldn't need a colored one. But you guys, let me open it. Unboxing. I'm going to set this up today. Look at her. Look at her. So to compare the size, my Kindle actually isn't even as big as this because there's a case on this. So to compare the size, this is the size difference right there. So bigger, wider, greater, amazing. This also has more memory, and this is great because you guys know I've fallen in love with my Kindle, and this is how I plan on reading all the 2025 releases. This is kind of how I plan on reading them. I'm not really sure about. I'm now in this era where instead of getting audiobooks from the library on Libby, I get the Kindle version. I used to always wonder who gets the Kindle version from the library. Oh, it's me. It's me now. I check out all the books at the library on Kindle because Kindle always has the shortest weight, and so it's great. Everything from the library, this is literally gonna be where I put all my Libby books. It's gonna be great. It's going to be amazing. So I'm literally gonna transfer all of this over to this. Now I don't know, I might use this to travel because it's smaller and use this for at home. And look, he got me a case as well. He got me this pink case. It's gonna go in here and it's gonna be such a fun time. It is going to be such a fun time with this. Oh, this has all types of doodads and doohickeys inside of this. Is way more official than the case that I got. This is weird. Anyway, so yeah, I got that. And then I'm just showing you guys the reading stuff I got for Kenya. I also got a reading light. I know it sounds crazy to think Kenya, you're a reader and you don't have a reading light. No, I have never had a reading light. And you will be surprised how often I need a reading light. That's why I moved on to reading on my Kindle because so often, because in this winter, it gets dark really early and I don't really read a lot during the day. I'm more of an afternoon, night type of reader. And you would be surprised how often it'll just go dark on me and I can't see my book. And there's just something about having to turn on every single light in my house to read. I just don't like. And I'm really picky about having light when I read because I don't want to mess up my eyes. And so if it even is, I kind of can't see my book. If I have to squint even a little bit, I'm not gonna read. So a reading light is perfect now. I can read upstairs without having to turn on the main lights in my loft. I don't know. I just love gifts that just add something to your life. I wasn't gonna go out of my way to get a reading light. I wasn't gonna go out of my way to get a Kindle, but I got them now, and they're gonna add to my life. It is gonna be so good. Anyways, that is the end of this video. Unfortunately, I did not like the book, but I was excited to spend a few days before Christmas with you guys. And Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy holidays to all of you. And I will see you guys for our best, worst, disappointing. All those videos will be coming up soon. Peace.